Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Right, first off, we'll start with shout outs. You'll notice a slightly different format this week. What I'm going to do, and going forward, I'm probably going to do this every week, is to do the shout outs and the chit chat roundup in one video, which will be somewhere between 20 minutes and half an hour, I should think. And I'll probably be uploading that one on Saturday. And then do sort of the reviews, bin it or keep it, quote encounters, sequelophobia and all that. I'll probably do that as a separate video and do that on Sunday. Basically just to reduce the workload a little bit, because it's not as easy as it looks sitting in front of it talking for a solid hour. So if I can break it down into two 30-minute videos and do them on separate days, that would definitely work better for me, and I hope it'll work better for you, because ploughing through an hour of me prattling on can't be easy at the best of times. So two 30-minute segments I think will work hopefully quite well. So I'll start with the shout outs. First off to Simon DeRose, who's just joined the group. I was talking to him the other day, and he didn't realise I was on YouTube and didn't realise the film group existed, so I've recruited him as well. So welcome to the group, Si. Hope you like what we're doing here. Now then, new subscribers to the YouTube channel. I've had 3 more, or at least I think I've had 3 more. We certainly seem to be getting a bit of momentum on this now. So the first one is Horror Lives Matter. Yeah, I thought that. I like that. Horror Lives Matter. Basically, he does videos, obviously concerning horror movies. He does a lot of live streaming and this, that, and the other. I've watched a couple of his videos and really enjoyed them. I watched the one he did on a movie called Nightbreed, a Clive Barker movie from I believe the early 90s or late 80s, something like that. I really enjoyed that video, mate. Really enjoyed it. I love the way that you basically pulled that guy's opinions apart. He obviously didn't like the movie Nightbreed at all. Thought it had no merit whatsoever. And you basically pulled him apart verbally, piece by piece, and I enjoyed that. Basically because that kind of criticism I don't really like. He was basically pointing out plot holes and this was wrong and that was wrong, and it really negative, and that's the kind of thing I don't like. He's not a channel I'm going to be subscribing to anytime soon, that's for sure, if all his videos are pretty much like that. I'm not keen on that kind of criticism. If I don't like a movie, I will simply say I'm not keen on it. I'll tell you why I don't like it, but I will not sit there and say it's a pile of crap, because it obviously isn't. This is a person's life work that you're talking about, and he's got enough to contend with without other people jumping on the bandwagon and saying that his films are rubbish, which they obviously are not. So it's not my style, as you know. I will simply let you know why I don't like a movie if I wasn't keen on it, and you're going to find that one out later on, without a doubt, with a movie that I watched yesterday that I have absolutely no love for at all. But you'll hear about that one later. But no, it's not my style, and it's not a lot of other people's style. I think you should respect other people's work. You know, if it's not your cup of tea, that's fine, but don't sort of, rain on their parade. It's not nice. So yeah, that's not a channel I'm going to be subscribing to. But I really enjoyed the way that you verbally pulled him apart, mate. I thought that was really good. So I've subscribed to your channel, and I've also added you to my related channels. Let's see, next one would be, bear with me, I've just got my notes down here as usual, Fever Dreamland Theatre. Now these next 2 channels were recommended by Dave Oliver of Savage Zombie Reviews. He did a video on these, and I popped over and had a look. Really, really impressed with that channel. It is absolutely brilliant. If you're a fan of the old series of the Twilight Zone, the black and white ones with Rod Serling, I cannot recommend this channel highly enough. He reviews individual episodes, he reviews seasons, and he does a really, really cracking job. They're not overly long videos. They're usually between 10 and 15 minutes, so they're quite easily digestible. But I think it's a cracking channel. I watched 2 or 3 of them last night and really, really enjoyed them. So if you're a fan of the Twilight Zone, just pop on over to Fever Dreamland Theatre. And theatre, by the way, we spell it differently, don't we? We spell it Theatre. The Americans spell it Theater. So that's how you'll find that one. Fever Dreamland Theatre. But I would highly recommend it. Twilight Zone fans will absolutely love that channel, as I do. The next one is called Salem's Cellar. It's run by a lady called Carmela. She's a tattoo artist, and she basically reviews fantasy movies, fantasy TV, horror movies, horror TV, and does a great job doing it. This is another one that was recommended by Dave from Savage Zombie Reviews, and I'm certainly glad he did. I've subscribed to that one. So if you get a chance, pop over and subscribe to both of those. They're definitely well worth it, absolutely. And I've added Salem's Cellar to my other related channels on YouTube, so that list is building up quite nicely now. Is there another one? Have I missed one? If I have, I'll come back to it. But I think, as far as I know, I think it's just those 3 at the moment. So, right, a chit-chat roundup of what's been going on with the group this week. Jason, yes, I know I need to watch Signs. I must get round to that one. I love any movies to do with sort of UFOs, UFO abduction, that kind of thing. A movie I'm really, really looking forward to seeing is the new Jordan Peele film called Nope, which I believe is something to do with kind of UFOs and UFO abduction, that kind of thing. It just looks amazing. I'm not a huge fan of Jordan Peele as such. I watched his movie Get Out, which I believe was Oscar nominated, and to be honest, I didn't get it. I've had it sort of explained to me over the last week, and I really, really need to watch it again to see whether it makes any more sense. But it kind of put me off watching the follow-up movie called Us, which I also need to watch. But I will definitely watch Nope and let you know what I think about that. So yeah, I do need to watch Signs, I know. That's one that I need to catch up with. Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, is it? And that's all to do with, is it crop circles and aliens and that kind of thing? It's supposed to be absolutely brilliant. M. Night Shyamalan, Shyamalan Ding Dong, whatever his name is. But his movies are usually really good, so yeah, I will be looking at that. I enjoyed The Sixth Sense. I thought that was superb, and the twist ending was just wow. So yeah, I will get round to watching Signs, mate. I promise you. That's on my watch list. 50 years of film, the thread that we've been running for about probably the past 2 months or so. Is it me, or has this last week been really, really difficult? The 70s and the 80s were just so easy. We just rattled through them. We had sort of 10, 20 movies to choose from, and narrowing it down to 3 a day was bloody hard work. But I have to say, it's got very, very easy over the last week, because the amount of movies I've not seen recently staggered even me. But yeah, I think everybody's finding it, or has been finding it, tough going this week. I know you've had a hell of a time with it, Caroline. I think you could only post one day. I seriously struggled with it the last week, and I think we've got about another 3 days left. So I've already scheduled those 3 posts to come out, one tomorrow and one for Tuesday, and then it'll be interesting to see what comes next. I don't know whether you've got anything else in mind, Jace, but if you have, I'm certainly looking forward to finding out what it is. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, this last week, some of the movies that have been on there, let me read some of these out. Bohemian Rhapsody got loads and loads. I think pretty much everybody put that one on, including me. Um, and it was a good movie. It really was a very good movie. And I've heard rumours there's a sequel in the offing, so that should be interesting. What else have we got? Dave, Savage Zombie Reviews. You put a couple of videos on this week which I really enjoyed. That unboxing of the Jason figure from Jason 7, which I believe was a New Blood. That's a cracking figure. How much did that cost you, mate? That is really nice. Did you get it from Jim's Emporium by any chance, or is that an imported thing? But yeah, I thought that was great. Never really got into the action, well, say action figure, the collectible figures thing. I don't know why. It just never appealed to me, and I couldn't really do it now because I wouldn't have the room to display them. I basically got so many sort of DVDs, Blu-rays, soundtracks, CDs, and all that sort of thing that I wouldn't really be able to justify starting buying figures and stuff like that. But I do like to see other people's collections. So if any of you lot have got stuff like that, I know Callie, you do a lot of that kind of thing. By all means, post them on. I love looking at things like that. But that Jason figure was awesome, mate. I'd be very curious to know how much you paid for that one. What was the other one you put on this week? Oh no, that was it. Sorry, it was just that one. We had a sad death this week. Mr. Bernard Cribbins. Now, for those of you that don't know, I mean, you've got to be a certain age, I think, to have heard of Bernard Cribbins. He played Albert Perks, the station master in the Railway Children. He played a very memorable character in Fawlty Towers, who got confused with the hotel inspector. He was also the voice of the Wombles. He narrated the Wombles in the 70s. The man was a legend. He also played in one of the Doctor Who movies. Which one would it have been? 2150 Daleks Invasion Earth. I believe he played in that. He's played in so many movies. He will be sadly missed. So yeah, R.I.P. Bernard. To me, he will always be Albert Perks, Mr. Perks of the Railway Children. But yeah, that's a sad loss, that one. What else has happened this week? Dave, you put a picture of your Red Sonja Steelbook. This is a movie that I've heard of, but I've got to confess I've never seen it. I know that'll come as no surprise to the group. But it's one, it never really appealed to me. No more than the Conan films did, but I do need to get through to them, definitely. I do want to watch them, especially the two Conan movies. I think is it Conan the Barbarian and also Conan the Destroyer. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into those, and I will track down Red Sonja. Is that Brigitte Nielsen in that one? Yeah, I will do. That was a handsome looking steelbook, mate, without a doubt. You do like your steelbooks, I'll give you that. So yeah, that's one I will be tracking down to have a look at. Callie and Guy. The podcast this week, really enjoyed it. Love the Alien films. I have only seen 1 to 3. The first one, obviously, is the absolute classic. I remember going to see that one at Burton Odeon, 1979 it would have been. It was all over everywhere. It was all over magazines, newspapers, so it was very, very heavily publicised. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Sigourney Weaver visited Burton and dropped in at the Burton Odeon the week that Alien was showing, and had her photograph taken with Mr. Roy Alexander, who used to run Burton Odeon. Huge, great big tall guy. Always used to wear a tuxedo, black jacket, white tie, bow tie, immaculately dressed all the time. Really, really tall. He towered over everybody. But a lovely guy. I met him once, and really, really, really nice to talk to. But yes, I believe Sigourney dropped into Burton Odin and had a picture taken there. So yes, I have seen the original. Um, I remember knowing about the chestburster sequence before it happened, and me being the absolute wuss coward that I am, as soon as I realised it was going to happen, I went to the loo and then came back when it was all over because I didn't think I could stomach it. Obviously, I've seen it many times now, but yeah, it was intense stuff back then. Um, Classic movie. Aliens. What can you say about Aliens? One of the best sequels ever made. The only other ones I can think of that come even close to that would be possibly Godfather 2 and maybe French Connection 2. But yeah, nothing to me comes close. Oh, Terminator 2. I suppose you've got to mention Terminator 2, haven't you, if you're talking about classic sequels. Um, but yeah, Aliens was absolutely brilliant. I have seen Aliens probably the most out of all the Alien films. Alien 3 I've seen probably twice. Um, wasn't massively keen, but I did give it a second go, and I now need to give it a third go. Um, since you mentioned that extended cut, now I've got the Alien anthology somewhere upstairs. So on the second part of the video, I'll probably dig that out and just show that. But I get the feeling it's probably going to be the same box set that you've got. But I believe it only features Alien 1 to 3. It doesn't feature all the other sequels, but I definitely want to see this extended cut that you were talking about, because apparently the whole thing makes a lot more sense after that. And obviously when you're watching, a sequel that you've seen before, it only makes sense to watch them all again. So that would be one to possibly put in the sequelophobia strand. I don't know. Even though I've seen Alien and Aliens and Alien 3, I haven't seen the others. Now, blimey, there wasn't much love for Prometheus there, was there? I've bought them all on Blu-ray. Prometheus, Alien Covenant, Alien, whatever that other one was, I can't remember the name of it. But I've got them all on Blu-ray, and I do need to catch up with them. But you absolutely do not like Prometheus. I bought it on the strength that I thought it was going to be some kind of a prequel origin type thing, and I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. And I will still take a look at it, because obviously opinions differ on this one, but I know there is no love lost between you and Prometheus. And you didn't seem to have much time for the others either. Alien Covenant and the other one that I can't remember the name of. What was it called? Alien Resurrection? Was that another one? So many of them, I lose track. But yeah, I do need to catch up with all of those, even the ones that you weren't overly keen on. And I do love the way that you talked about the movies switching genres. I thought that was really clever. I'd not really thought about that. Obviously, like you say, Alien was basically a haunted house movie set in space. I think Aliens was, like you, is an all-out war film. It was reminiscent. I mean, if you want to compare it to anything, compare it to something like The Alamo, that kind of a thing. But yeah, out of all of the Alien films, I would have to say the first two are easily my favourites. And if I had to pick one above all of them, it would be Aliens, the second one, without a doubt. But I really enjoyed that podcast. Well done on that one. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come out with next on that. Let's see, what else have I got here? Jason, The Black Phone. I've got hold of this, but I've not watched it yet. You really enjoyed it. I had the strangest feeling that when you watched that, you would not be impressed with it, and I don't know why, but I didn't think you'd really get on with it. But I'm really pleased you've given it a positive review, because I'm definitely looking forward to watching that one. And I will be making more time in the schedule to watch more movies. I do need to find time, which is why partly I'm splitting the videos down onto 2 days because it means I'm going to be able to watch at least 1/2 movies on Saturdays and Sundays, which should give me something to talk about sort of the week after. The only other thing to mention at this point is probably the website. I've taken on board all of the ideas that you gave me as regards which direction to take it in. And I'm really, really fired up about this. I've been writing a couple of entries this week, which if I can get these videos uploaded early, I'm going to sit down and basically finish off this week's entries, and I'll publish them all on Facebook. And then I would like you guys to just pop over to the website, take a look, tell me what you think. I'm going to be doing it in the form of a diary, kind of a diary, a weekly entry which will basically show you what I've been watching, and the reviews for those you will find on a site called Letterboxd, which I will link to the website, rather than doing, which is what I've been doing the last few years, which is just picking a movie and just writing long reviews. And I never seem to get the time to be able to sit down and actually write a review, a proper one, because to write something like that and get the images and get it all looking nice, you can spend an hour, 2 hours on that quite easily. But on Letterboxd, you can just write a few sentences, basically saying what you thought of it, why you liked it, why you didn't like it, and then just link that to the website, and it will be so much quicker. I'll also be putting on images and brief descriptions of what I've been buying that week, which is an idea that Chris came up with, which I thought was brilliant. So I'm going to be doing that. There's going to be all sorts of other stuff on there. It's going to be basically a weekly diary of what I'm doing and what I've been watching and this, that and the other. I was so close to letting that website go, because the domain name is just coming up for renewal over the next few weeks, and I was seriously thinking at one point, is it worth it? Because I've been spending so much time on the Facebook group and on the YouTube channel. I'm not really finding the time to sit down and concentrate on the website, and I really, really didn't want to let it go, because the website is truly my baby. That is what started all this. I had this weird dream a few years ago of wanting to start my own little corner of the internet where I could just chat about movies, and I reckoned at the time that the way to go forward was a small website stroke blog. So I built one. I had all the artwork done by Dave Lowe to make it look just so. And up until probably 6 months ago, I was really, really pleased with it, but I just kept looking at it and thinking, it's a little bit stale. So I'm really, really pleased that you've all fired me up with all these ideas of which direction to take it in, because I really, really didn't want to let it go. And I'm not going to now. So I'll try and get the first week's worth of entries done later this morning when I've got these videos uploaded. And then I'll put something on Facebook, and if you just all pop over and just have a look and let me know what you think, that would be appreciated. And from next week I'll be taking my little laptop into work and tapping away on tea break, because I can get 2.5 hours worth of work done while supping away on tea and eating bloody cakes and sandwiches and stuff. So that would save me a heap load of time. And as I say, it is just basically trying to clear the schedule a bit so that I can actually get some movies watched. That's the most frustrating thing for me, is that I can't watch movies during the week because I simply haven't got the time. The only time I can free up is at the weekend, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to create more time at the weekend so that I can actually sit down and talk about movies. Watch movies. That gives me something to talk about on these videos, and obviously to review on the website. So that's the plan. So, and as I say, thanks ever so much. If anybody gets any more ideas, what would look good on the website, anything like that, or even the YouTube channel or the Facebook group, anything like that, please don't hesitate to let me know. I am open to all suggestions. Right, I'll call it a day on this one. I'll wrap this one up, and I'll be back a little bit later with the main video, which will be all the reviews of stuff I've watched this week, and that Infernal video that I posted yesterday, which I'm not overly sure was a brilliant idea, but I did it anyway. So take care, folks, and I'll be back a little bit later. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Ta-ra.